This is the brothers of Bakhtazadak coming back with another lesson from the GMS Montreal branch. Coming back with another lesson inspired through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, following the same spirit as the lesson that I've done yesterday in the French lesson with the brothers Akar, pertaining to the Palantir system, the Palantir company basically. So we're gonna go into it, okay? Less on what it is and but rather on what it does. So we're gonna ask AI a few questions pertaining to Palantir, which will ultimately conclude the lesson. So Lord willing, this will be edifying, and yeah, let's get into it, man. And again, it's pertaining to Palantir and how they're trying to implement it, how that system will play a part in the new world order that Isa Edom is seeking to establish. Okay, so let's start off with 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. Let no man deceive you by any means. Salakia. Let me start off by giving all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles, the elder bishops of Great Millstone, teaching and ruling well. Peace, salutations, and blessings unto the hopeful elect of the house of Israel. All right, that's a step that we cannot forget. All right, pray for the Lord to give me the proper utterance that I can push forth this message according to His will and according to knowledge. Okay, so that I may not deceive anyone. Okay. So again, Tawada Yahweh Hashem Yahushai for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. So let's get into it. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, and that day represents the return of Yahushai. Okay, because all prophecies must be fulfilled according as it is written. Okay, no jot one tittle will pass. Okay, this kingdom shall pass, but the words of the Lord will not pass. So the prophecies have to come to pass before Yahushai returns. Okay, everything has to line up with the spirit of prophecy. So the MOTB has to be implemented, and World War III has to come. Okay, and again, except there be a falling away first, and that falling away first goes into the apostasy, or when during the 70 AD. How the Israelites fled from Jerusalem. Okay, that's where we say in the sense that the commonwealth of Israel came to an end. Okay, because at that point they no longer had a kingdom. Okay, the Israelites in a sense were no more, as pertaining to the Psalms 83. Okay, let's make the name of Israel never be remembered, or not be remembered. Salakia, roughly paraphrasing. So that comes into that falling away, to the point where even to this day, before coming into the truth, you did not know who you were. You were calling yourself all sorts of bywords and proverbs. Black, Mexican, whatever you called yourself, Latino, okay? Where you're not calling yourself as the children of Israel, okay? So that's that falling away that occurred during 70 AD. When the Israelites had to flee Israel because of the persecution of the Romans. All right, and the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, and that's pertaining to Malachi 1 and 4. That is Edom. Okay, the border of wickedness, the wicked. Okay, you see, how are the things of Isa Edom searched out through the scriptures, and we know that he's in rule, and we know that he's the wicked because he's in rulership. The earth was given unto the hands of the wicked. And even again, the fact that he's the border of wickedness, that's how we know that he is the wicked, the red Hebrew. Okay? So the son of perdition, who opposed it and exalted himself above all that is called God. Okay? And it says here, or that is worshipped, so that he, so like I didn't even notice the time, but let's get into it. It says here, for who opposed it and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, sheweth himself that he is the Most High. Okay, you see, so that goes into his pride, his God complex. Okay, Isa Edom wants to be God. He wants to be worshipped as God, and that is why he's gonna come with the MOTB system. Okay, a technocracy. Okay, he's gonna do away with the cash. He's gonna force people to take. He's gonna force people to bow down to the system. In other words, bow down to him. Okay, because those that take the microchip will consciously consciously submit to Isa Edom and say in a sense, like let's say on a spiritual way, they'll say that Isa Edom is their god. Okay, by taking the MOTB, by taking the microchip, you are acknowledging Isa Edom as your god. Okay, and turning your back on Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Okay, which will ultimately end up being your downfall, because Yahushai will return and will view all those that bow down to Isa Edom as enemies. Okay, though hand join in hand, both shall fall, both shall not go unpunished. Roughly paraphrasing. Okay, so it says here. So yeah, so the fact that Isa Edom has a God complex, that's why he's coming with this system. Okay, which for him, his intentions is to maintain rulership. His intentions is to retain power over rulership, over the world. Okay, because again, he's a demon. He doesn't want to let go of that power, and again, he's abusing that power. Okay, he's making the whole earth to mourn. Okay, but he will be cast down from rulership by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Okay, so let's go into that AI. Let's go ask AI questions pertaining to that Palantir. Okay, so let's get into it. So those are the few questions that I'm going to go ask AI. So the first question is, what is Palantir? So let's go into it. Let's ask AI, what is Palantir? So it says here, real quick, it says here, Palantir Technology is an American publicly traded software company that specializes in big data analytic. Okay, so they specialize in the gathering of data. Okay, founded in 2003. So this is something that's been there. Okay, you see, so since 2003, this company or technology has been growing. Okay. Here's a breakdown of what Palantir does: data integration and analytics. Okay, I'm just gonna go into it real quick. Government and commercial clients. Okay, so they work with the government and they work with commercials. Okay, government, it is most produced Palantir Gotham. We went into it in the video. Palantir Gotham was initially developed for counterterrorism. Okay, so counterterrorism. You see, now you might be able to see them using that to pinpoint those that follow after Israelite doctrine. Okay, and pinpoint them as being terrorists. Okay, because again, the fact that you watch videos pertaining to the Israelites, pertaining to whichever denomination you follow, the fact that you're watching after, that you're seeking after the truth, okay, that you're following any group of Israelites, you might be deemed as a terrorist. Okay, you see, you might be considered as an opposition to the government. Okay, it says here, so it was initially developed for counterterrorism effort, as is widely used by intelligence, defense, and law enforcement agencies. Okay, such as U.S. Intelligence Committee, Department of Defense, CIA, FBI, immigration agencies. Okay, so those are the big ballers, big ballers that are using this Palantir Gotham. Okay, that are already using this company. Okay, this system and technology. Okay, it says here in commercials, Palantir Foundry is designed for corporate clients across various industries like finance, healthcare, manufacturing, and automotive. Okay, it helps these businesses with data integration, supply chain optimization, fraud detection, and improving operational efficiency. So you see, so not only is it there for a military purpose against terrorism, for war. Okay, it can be used for war. Okay, but it's also used for businesses. Okay, So this it's multifaceted. Okay, that Palantir technology is multifaceted. Okay, which will, and again pertaining to business, as we know that if you do not take the MOTB, you'll not be able to buy and sell. And again, you have to remember that Palantir or focuses on data collection. Okay, everything that you do, everything that you from your online footprint, everything that you do online. Okay, where whether it's a business whether it's transactions, whether it's emails, whether it's voice calls, regardless of what you do electronically, Palantir, so like a Palantir has its eye on it. Okay, it can take that data and analyze it and store it. Okay, it says here AI and machine learning. Okay, so AI also is a part of that thing, a part of that wheel. Okay, there's another aspect of Palantir. So they use it not only for war, for anti terrorism, not only for businesses, for health, for education, but also for AI and machine learning. Okay, Palantir heavily leverages AI and machine learning capabilities for predicting analytics and operational intelligence. Okay, its artificial intelligence platform AIP allows customers to use large language models to explore process, examine potential action, and make better decisions. Okay, you see, it says here business model. Palantir's business model is primarily based. I'm kind of gonna skip this one, but again, AI is a very involved in that. AI is a big part of this system, and it also tells you predicts the prediction. Okay, so just as I mentioned, you may be not only are they gonna be able to quantify your habits. Okay, because again, humans are creatures of habits. Okay, so from your receipts, from the transactions that you made, the way that you use your money, from the way that who you interact with, Isa Edom through Palantir technology would be able to know what you're doing. Okay, that's how he would be able to see all, be everywhere, and control everything. Okay, because through that technology, he'll be able to have access to all that information. Okay, everything will be codified and quantified. Everything would be in the air. Okay, so you wouldn't be able to hide anything from Isa Edom. That's one of the reasons why he wants to do away with liquid currency. Okay, because you can't track it. Okay, you cannot track liquid currency. Okay, it goes from hand to hand. No one knows, if I have $20 in my hands, you don't know where I'm going to spend it on. But if I use my debit card, my credit card, there's a transaction linked to my purchase. Okay, or even the fact, or even my sellings or my purchase. Okay, you see. So it says here, in essence, Palantir provides the digital infrastructure for data-driven operations and decision making. Okay, and that decisions mainly come from that demon, from AI. Okay, you see, AI is gonna through AI technology, decisions are made. Okay, helping organizations collect their data, analytics, and operational execution to solve complex problems and gain insight in real time. So you see, they allow the AI to do its business. They allow AI to work for them to do wickedness. You see, that's the system that Isa Edom wants to do, man. It wants to implement, wants to push forth. Okay, so it says here. So again, would Palantir? That is the next question. Would Palantir technology be combined with brain chip interface or slash microchips? Let's see what it says. Let's see what they say. It says here the combination of Palantir's data analytic capabilities with brain computer interface and microchips is a fascinating, potentially an ethically complex area of future technology and development. While there is no current public indication that Palantir is directly developing BCI interface, their expertise in data integration, analysis and AI makes them strong candidates to play a significant role in how BCI data is processed and utilized. You see, just the fact that they specialize in data, they specialize in data collection. Okay, that makes them a valuable partner to work with that whole system, that new world order. Palantir, I believe they're gonna use it. Okay, okay, the system is already there. Now they just will have to mix it with the human. Mix Palantir technology with the microchip and implement it on the human, so they can see everything that the individual does. That's the next step that Isa Edom wants to do, because your phone, you can leave your phone at home and you can go about it, about your day, man. Okay, but if you're microchip, Isa Edom will keep tabs on you everywhere. That's her, where he would feel like he would have that godlike control over humanity, to have everyone chipped. Okay, it says here here's how Paladin technology could combine with brain chip interface. It says here, first point, data ingestion and interpretation, vast data streams. Okay, BCI, especially those with high channel counts, like Neuralink, thousands of electrodes generate an enormous amount of raw natural data. Palantir's platform, Gotham, Foundry, AIP, are designed to ingest, process, and make sense of massive disparate data set. Okay, it's meant for it. It's meant to collect a large amount of data. So you connect the BCI with Palantir. Oh, that's crazy, man. It's like Isa Edom and Moab, best drinking buddies, man. They're drinking buddies. You see. It says here neural signal processing. While basic signal processing might happen on the BCI device itself, Palantir's AI platform could be used for more advanced analysis, pattern recognition, and decoding of complex brain signals. This could involve identifying specific thought patterns, intentions, or even emotional state. Oh man, they'll be able to know how you feel. They'll be able to know when you're angry, when you're happy, when you're sad. Okay, to identify your patterns. Oh, at this time he wakes up, at this time he eats, at this time he goes for a jog, at this time he sleeps with his wife. Okay, they'll be able to identify these things and even predict your next move. Okay, contextualization contextualization. Brain data alone might be limited. Palantir's strength lies in integrating data from various sources. Imagine combining BCI data with other relevant information, a person's medical history and environmental factors, tasks being performed, or even biometric data from other wearables. Okay? This contextual could lead to far richer insight, to controlling you and understand, or even controlling the individual. Okay? You see, Isa Edom will know the individual better than they know themselves. Okay? Through that technology being mixed, through the Palantir being mixed with the BCI technology, or the microchip. Okay? It says here application and use cases. It says here enhanced human machine interaction. Okay, and that's how they're gonna push, like, oh, now you'll be able to control, just like with that guy, you'll be able to play chess with your mind. You'll be able to play Call of Duty with your thoughts. You won't even have to. All you have to do is think to reload your gun. Okay, you'll be able to play what's it called? What's that game? Grand Theft Auto, in real life in your mind. Okay, you see, those are the things that they're gonna push, man. Direct computer control. That's what I mean. Imagine controlling complex software's interface like those used for defense operation or financial trading purely with thoughts. Okay, that's the vision that Isa Edom has, and that's their selling point, to facilitate the use of technology. And people are gonna fall for it because they're sheeple. Okay, Isa Edom is gonna tell you you'll be able to play Call of Duty with your mind, and people are gonna jump on that opportunity, not knowing that it's for their own detriment. Okay, so it says here augmented reality, virtual reality. BCI could provide direct input for AR VR environment, and Palantir system can analyze user engagement, learning patterns, and optimize the virtual experience. So he'll send you in the metaverse. Isaiah could also send you in the metaverse where you can play. Like I said, it's all that those video games and type shit, you know. That Isa Edom will give you a false reality while your body is here rotten on earth. Okay, and that's why it says that at the end, if he was to remain, if it wasn't for Salaka, if he was to reign, the Salaka, the days shall be shortened, because if it wasn't so, all flesh should be put to death. All flesh should be dead. Okay, roughly paraphrasing. Okay, because Isa Edom wants to destroy the people. It seems in the way that AI is saying it, it seems like good things. Direct control, with direct computer control, augmented reality, virtual reality, advanced prothesis, exoskeleton, enhanced human machine interaction. They make it seem like it's a good thing, but that's evil, that's satanic, and it ultimately will lead to your destruction. Everyone that takes that microchip, they're gonna be destroyed at the end, man. Okay, because it's not gonna be for your good, man. Okay, that's the serpent. That's how the serpent does, man. Okay, he tells you the good, but he doesn't tell you the he doesn't tell you to read between the lines. He won't give you the warning. He won't give you the after effect. He won't give you he won't give you the bitter. He'll give you just the sweet, but he'll never give you the bitter. Okay, it says here medical and healthcare, neurological disorder research, rehabilitation. It says here, let me see. Okay, so basically research pertaining to medical and healthcare. Okay, it says here defense and intelligence, enhanced soldier capabilities. Okay, integrating BCI data with operational data could potentially enhance decision making. Okay, some of if brothers ever watched the show Halo, the main character was implanted with an AI in his brain. Okay, he was put a chip in his brain, and now he has a AI demon talking to him, helping him make decisions, or showing him things live. Okay, so he has an AI demon in his head, messing with him, and spoiler alert, Salaka, spoiler alert, even at the end the demon took over his body. Okay, you see. So again, enhance that, and again, that's what they show you: enhance soldier capabilities. They show you like only the good, but at the end they don't tell you, hey, the demon can take over your body. Okay, and end up being controlled by the elites of this world. Okay, advanced interrogation intelligence gathering, highly controversial. Okay, it says here, this is where a significant ethical red flag would arise: the ability to read or interpret complex brain states. Okay, especially under duress, present immense privacy and human right concern. But you won't have any rights at that time, man. Isa Edom will make sure that that this microchip will be presented unto the people as as salvation, as an answer to all their problems, and people will jump to partake into it, because they're without hope. Their hope is in this world, and that's why they're gonna fall to it, man. Okay, not knowing that the Lord has the intentions to destroy this wicked kingdom. All right. So it says here. Let me see. There's a bit more. Okay, no, there's one more. Ethical and social consideration. The potential combination of Palantir's data analytic with BCI technology amplifies existing ethical concerns around both technology, data privacy and security. Brain data is arguably the most sensitive personal data imaginable. Who owns it? How is it stored and protected? And what are the implications of a breach? Okay, those are the questions that you should ask yourself, but the people are not going to ask themselves, because this Isa Edom wants to create order out of chaos. So there's going to be a situation. We don't know what's going to happen, but there's going to be a situation where people are even going to throw away their constitutional rights. Okay, speaking in the US, people are going to do away with their constitutional rights just so they can have that MOTB and partake in the system to come. Okay, they're not going to be worried about who's going to own that data. They're not going to be worried about how it's stored or how it's protected, because uh, in their minds, taking it will represent salvation, will be represent the fact that they'll be able to eat, they'll be able to be sheltered, they'll be able to take care for their families. Okay, they'll be able to see another day. Okay, that's how they're gonna think. They're gonna move carnally, and that's why they're gonna take it. They're not gonna be worried about data privacy and security. Okay, it says here consent and autonomy. If BCI data can be used to infer intentions or even manipulate behaviors, issues of informed consent and individual autonomy becomes incredibly complex. And hey, you never know what putting that MOTB in you is gonna change your spirit, man. Okay, you're gonna be disconnected from Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man, because it even says that it changes your DNA, man. Okay, it changes your DNA. You no longer are, let's say, you become tainted by Isa Edom. Okay, like I said, it's like you turn your back on Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and you say that Isa Edom is your God. Okay, so it says here, I'm gonna jump this. Oh, surveillance and control. The potential for government or corporations to monitor or even influence thoughts pattern raises dystopian concern about control and freedom. You're not gonna have freedom in that day, because if you take the MOTB, Isa Edom will be able to see everything, to control everything, to even shut you out of the system. Okay, because again, you need his authorization to partake in this in the kingdom to come. Okay, even if you take the chip, Isa Edom can just press a button and excommunicate you from the society. Okay, because you started watching Israelite videos, you started asking too much questions, or you don't conform to the norms of the new societal regime. So Isa Edom will do away with you, man. Okay, and again, in that time, there's not gonna be any. There's gonna be really the elites are gonna make the rules. Okay, anyone that takes that chip is gonna be like a perpetual slave unto Isa Edom. If you don't behave, you'll be destroyed. Okay. So it says here conclusion. So I'll jump to conclusion. While Palantir isn't currently a BCI interface developer, their core their core competency is in big data analytics, AI, and enterprise software makes them a logical partner. It makes sense for them to work with them, and that's exactly what they're gonna do. And remember that these people work with the CIA. These people work with the FBI. These people work for countries. They work for the elites, man. Okay. The brother brought out that one of their main guys is a Amalekite, man. Okay, one of their main guys, the creator of it, is an Amalekite, man. Okay, you see. So that being said, you know that they're juiced in. You're not gonna get money from the FBI, from the CIA, from all those big agencies, and not be tapped into and not be in the know pertaining to the agenda of the elites. Okay, you see. So it says here the ability to integrate. So like the ability to integrate and derive insight from the immense and complex data stream generated by brain chips aligns perfectly with their existing business. However, okay, that's where the demon comes in. However, any such integration would necessitate a very robust and public discussion about profound ethical privacy. They don't care about that, man. Isa Edom does not give a shit about that, man. To them, we're nothing less but goyim, servants. Okay, to the elites of this world, the population, your average Joe is nothing but a useless eater. Okay, and they don't give a shit about you, man. They don't give a shit about their people. They don't give a shit about the rest of the world. You see, to him that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? Okay, it says that the 1% owns the 1% of the 1% owns basically the world, the riches of the world. Okay, well, there's an article today, I believe in RT News, where it pushed how it says that the people are getting mad at the 1% of the 1% because they don't want to share their riches. If they were to they could end poverty 20 times over if they just shared their wealth not even give up all they had, just share their wealth with the rest of the world, they could end poverty 20 times over. But will they do it? No, because they are the wicked. They are as death and cannot be satisfied. Okay, so let's go into the next question. Let me see. The next question was, what event will lead the US government to force all citizens without exception to be microchipped? Okay, let's see what they say. This is a quick hypothetical, because again, AI can't really prophesy, but we'll see what kind of event, what situation would lead to the implementation of the MOTB. Okay, it is important to preface this by the state that a mandatory, no exception microchipping of all U.S. citizens would represent an unprecedented and extreme shift in civil liberties and government power. Currently, several U.S. states have a preemptive ban on mandatory human microchip implant, reflecting a strong public legislation opposition to such measures. The legal and constitutional hurdle would be immense. So yeah, so there has to be a great event, a drastic event, which will lead the people to forsake their own legal, their civil rights, so that they would be microchipped. Okay, as it says, it's unprecedented. Okay, so it never happened before. Okay, so again, and they have laws against it at the moment. They have legislations against the mandatory microchipping of citizens. Okay, but these things are going to come to pass where an event will lead either famine, earthquake, war. Regardless, something will come to pass where they will have to come with that plan. Okay, because again, that is the will, the intentions of the elites of this world, those that are running the show behind the scenes. Okay, it says here, one of those events: catastrophic national security threat, extreme terrorism, biowarfare. Okay, it says here, another one is the collapse of critical infrastructure, economic system leading to anarchy. Okay, so the dollar collapsing. Okay, let's say another case of what's it called? The Great Depression. Another a greater depression, if we could say, a greater depression, because we know that the economy is the inflation. We're in a state of inflation. So when it comes to even hyperinflation, okay, where famine is gonna hit, where your daily wage can only get you a loaf of bread and things of that nature. Okay, so those are that is a collapse of critical infrastructure and economic system leading to anarchy. Okay, it says here, advanced public health crisis regarding advanced public health crisis requiring unprecedented control. Okay, we had a precursor pertaining to the COVID. Okay, precursor pertaining to the COVID. Okay, and those demons said, I believe, gates of hell said that the next pandemic, they'll get our attention. Okay, so it's gonna be, so you know that evils are coming, and it's gonna be greater than what we've seen before. All of those were, everything that we've lived until this time were nothing but what can I say, precursors. Okay, we're nothing but the tip of the iceberg compared to the evils that the Lord will bring. As I said, those are the beginnings of sorrows. Okay, this is the beginning. The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Okay, as if you're running from a lion, running from a bear, to end up getting bit by a serpent. Okay, so there's no escaping. A time of polycrisis. Okay, it says here, let me see, jump. I'll go to the summary. In summary, for the U.S. government to force all citizens to be microchipped, the nation would likely have to be facing an existential threat of unprecedented scale. So a major event has to happen. Okay, a major chaos has to be rampant in the streets for these things, for this legislation to go through, for this situation to go through, for the mandatory microchipping of citizens. An unprecedented event of a great scale has to come to pass. Okay, where it says, where the very fabric of society is on the brink of collapse and traditional methods of governance and public safety have utterly failed. Even then, the legal, ethical, and social backlash will be immense. Okay, but that's Issa Edom doesn't care about that shit, man. Okay, so let's go into the last question. Okay, this all leads to the main question. Okay, how much power would the government have if population is implanted with microchip with Palantir technology? Okay, that is the ultimate question. Okay, so let's go into it. Let's see what they say pertaining to that. See, Issa Edom won't even let me. Okay, so again, how much power would the government have if population is implemented with microchip with Palantir technology? It says here, if the entire population were implanted with microchips and integrated with Palantir's technology, the government's power would become virtually absolute. You see, Issa Edom, even the AI is salivating to this power, to the words to the answer that he brought forth. The government's power would become virtually absolute. There's nothing that you'll be able to do against the government. Associating yourself with, bowing down to the system to come, taking the MOTB, the microchip, okay, having your family members taking the microchip. That means that you give yourself up to the beast. You give yourself up to Issa Edom, man. Okay, to do with you as you please. You become a perpetual slave unto Issa Edom. Okay? It says here, transforming the nature of governance and civil liberties. This scenario, okay, let me skip this. Okay, here's a breakdown of the unprecedented power the government would yield. Unprecedented surveillance and tracking. Real-time location tracking. Okay, so wherever you go, wherever you stay, the big brother, okay, the government would know. The elites, those that are behind the scene, they will know exactly all your movements. Okay, it says here, if the microchip contains GPS or similar location technology, the government would know the precise whereabouts of every citizens at all times. Okay, it says here, behavior monitoring. Behavior monitoring. They'll be able to know what the way you move. If you're angry, if you're sad, if you're happy. Okay, behavior monitoring. Depending on the chip's capability, it could monitor activity levels, sleep patterns, even subtle psychological response. When fed into Palantir's AI algorithm, this data could be used to infer behavior, habits, and even emotional states. Okay, see? It says here, comprehensive data linkage. Palantir's core strength is its ability to integrate disparate data sources. With chips serving as central identifier, the government could link an individual's location, health records, financial transactions, communications, social media activities, public records, and more into a single searchable profile. This creates a mega database for every citizen. Everything you do, everything you talk, everyone you talk to, your feelings, your mood, okay, what you eat, your transactions, your social media activity, your public, your health record, everything. Issa Edom will have a full picture of you, and there's nothing you can say, man. You're a complete slave in that system that Issa Edom has envisioned. Okay, the world that Issa Edom has envisioned is a world of perpetual slavery, perpetual servitude for those that are chipped. Okay, it says here, enhanced control and enforcement, automated enforcement. Laws and regulations can be enforced with unprecedented precision. Oh my goodness, man, that's being hunted to that's like having your prey. That's like having your prey defenseless. It's like you don't even have to hunt anymore. All you have to do is press a button to destroy your prey, man. Because now they're in your hands. All you don't even have to run after your prey. You don't even have to hunt anymore, man. You're in the hands of the fowler now, man. Okay, automated enforcement. Automated, like it's non-stop, man. It can't be stopped. You go off, he presses the button, you're done. Okay? Laws and regulation could be enforced with unprecedented precision. Okay? For example, if a chip indicates an individual is in a restricted zone or has violated a health directive, automated alerts or even direct intervention, example locking down access, could be triggered. Okay? Resource allocation and control. Access to resource, food, water, medical supplies could be controlled and distributed based on chip data. In a crisis, the government could prioritize aid to specific individuals or groups based on their needs as determined by data. Okay, so the data, the AI would have the last say on who gets medicine or who gets food or who gets water. You see the danger of that shit? The demon will get to decide who gets to eat. Okay? Identity verification and access control. The chip would become the ultimate form of identification, eliminating fraud and allowing seamless, secure access to all services, transportation, and facility. Conversely, access could be instantly revoked, or you're not allowed to come here anymore. You lost too much faith points. You lost too much ESOP points. Okay? Social credit system. Social credits. So you see, you lost too much social credits. You can't get here. Okay, those are for the people that have 1,000 credits, social credit scores and up. For you to come to this party, you have to be a good individual in this society. Okay, hence the Black Mirror episode. Okay, while not explicitly Palantir's function, the data collected could easily form a basis of social credit system where good behavior as identified by the state. Okay, so the state is the one that decide who's good and who's bad, is rewarded, and bad behavior leads to restrictions and penalties. Okay, no more, you can't go to the gym anymore. Okay, you stayed you didn't go to sleep at 10, so that means you're not allowed to go to the gym anymore. Okay, or you watch TV for too long, you're not allowed to eat your steak anymore. Okay, you see, you had sex with your wife too long. Okay, so that means that you can't take your car to work. You have to take the bus or you have to walk. Okay, you see, those are the things. That's the system that Issa Edom has in his mind that he wants to push, man. Complete control. Again, leading him back to his God complex. Okay, it says here economic and financial control, cashless society, and digital currency. If linked to a digital currency system, the chip could enable a fully cashless society, giving the government complete oversight and control over all financial transaction, including the ability to freeze assets or limit spending. Oh my goodness, that's exactly what Issa Edom wants to do, to have you in a rat race where he controls how much you spend, how much you get, how much you use. He can freeze at any time. Oh, you weren't a good citizen? Let's cut his paycheck in half. That's exactly what Issa Edom wants to do, man. Okay? You see, even now the sleep is on. You see the notification telling me that it's 10 p.m. Okay, that's my sleep timer. Okay, so telling me to wake up at 8. So if I miss that, if I don't close everything, if I don't stop the video right now, that means that I won't be able to catch the train tomorrow. I'll have to walk. I'll have to walk to work because I wasn't a good individual. I wasn't a good citizen. You see, they might freeze my bus pass. Okay, and I won't even get to take the bus to work. Okay, they might stop me they might freeze my credit cards. I won't be able to pay for gas. I won't be able to ride the car to get to work. Okay, this is the society that Issa Edom has in his mind. Okay, there's a lot more. Oh no, there's a bit more. It says here economic and financial control. Okay, oh no, we read that already. Okay, it says here health and biological control, real-time health monitoring, chip with biosensors can monitor vital signs, detect illnesses, and track compliance with medical treatment or vaccination. This could lead to mandatory interventions or isolation. You don't listen? Okay, put him in timeout. Give him more drugs. Give him more this, okay? It says here genetics and biological data integration. Okay, if chips could store or link genetic data, it could lead to a government program based on biological profiling, raising profound eugenic-like concerns. Okay, it says here profound implication and risks. Okay, erosion of privacy and autonomy. Individual privacy would cease to exist. So there's no more privacy. It's over. The government, Big Brother, can see everything. He knows everything. Everything concerning each individual, they know it. From transactions, from mail, from your social life, from who you hang around with, from what you consume on the internet, from the food that you buy, from whatever the system would have the cloud would have a full picture of you. Okay, everything you do from the moment you wake up, from the moment that you go to sleep, even your dreams might be recorded. Okay, when he goes to sleep, he feels sad. When he goes to sleep, he's angry. When he goes to sleep, he's too happy. He farts when he sleeps, or he speaks during his dreams. So that means that Isa Edom will be able to control everything. It's again, the next one, it says totalitarian control. This level of centralized information and control mirrors the characteristics of a totalitarian state, where dissent is easily identified and suppressed. You think you're gonna go against us? You're chipped, and you think you're gonna go against us? Okay, yo, send the police, man. Send the FBI. Send the whoever, man. Okay, get rid of this guy, man. This guy is a threat to society, to the world that we have established. Get rid of him. Take away his chip and kill him. Okay, you might not even know there might be a bomb in the chip. As long as they press the button, you're done. Okay, you see? It says here abuse of power. Abuse of power. Isa Edom is gonna abuse. He's gonna abuse the world. Okay, he's gonna abuse the power as he's already doing now. Okay. Isa Edom will abuse this power to the max. That's exactly why he wishes to establish this system. Because again, if he does, okay, if he was to succeed, who would be able to stop him? If it wasn't for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, okay. But a system like that, Isa Edom could control everything, man, and you wouldn't be able to stop him. Okay, this potential. The potential for abuse is immense. The data could be manipulated, false accusations could be made, and targeted discrimination could be implemented against minority groups or political opponents. Okay, let me see. A single point of failure attack, a system so highly centralized will be a prime target for cyber attacks, potentially leading to catastrophic data breaches or worldwide system failures. Okay, psychological impact. The constant awareness of being monitored can lead to self-censorship, conformity, and chilling effect of free expression and thoughts. People are gonna end up like robots because they know they're being watched 24/7. Okay, and in a sense, like I said, that's how you should have that. That's that fear that you're supposed to have towards Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, knowing that even if you don't see him, he knows you. He sees you. Everything that you do is not hidden from him. The secret things and the things that you do in the open are not hid to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. He ponders the heart. Okay, the difference is that Isa Edom will have to chip you to have access to that information. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai doesn't need to chip you. He has his angels in all places, beholding everything. The eyes of the Lord are everywhere. Okay, he doesn't need to chip you. The Lord doesn't need to chip you to know what you're doing. Okay, to know what you're thinking. Okay, and that's again why Isa Edom wants to have that in everyone's right arm or in their heads. Okay, so that they can have that godlike power on the earth. Okay, to know what you think, to know how you feel, to know what you're doing, always. Okay, you see. And again, those people, the fear that they're gonna have for Esau is the fear that they should have for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, because he's the one that you should fear, not men. Okay, because men can only hurt you so much. Okay, but the Lord can destroy you in this life and in the next life. Okay, He is the one that you should fear. Okay, so to end, it says here, in essence, a mandatory microchip implementation integrated with Palantir's sophisticated data analytics would grant the government a level of power over the citizens that is unprecedented in human history. In human history, this is the pinnacle of Isa Edom's achievement. Okay, as it says, in the fullness of its sufficiency. So he's gonna establish it to a certain level, to a certain extent, because we know that he won't get the hopeful elect. So like he won't get the elect. Okay, the elect are gonna fight until the end. They're gonna resist the devil until the end. Okay, so he's gonna get the majority of the world to submit to this evil system. Okay, where he's gonna have control over those that took the microchip. Okay, that turned their back on Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Okay, but those that fear the Lord, they're not gonna submit themselves, man. Even to the point where they're gonna give up their own lives. Okay, so they would rather die than to partake in this wicked society, man. Okay, you see. So again, that would give the government a level of power over its citizens that is unprecedented in human history, fundamentally redefining the relationship between the individual and the state. It would represent a move towards a fully transparent, continuously monitored, and potentially controlled populace, challenging the core democratic values and human rights. And that's exactly the vision that Isa Edom wants for the world to come. Okay, which the Lord will not allow it to happen. Okay, so we understand that this kingdom will be destroyed. We understand that there's an end to Isa Edom's rule. Okay, so that, understanding that we are to cleave unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushai even in the times of evil, even in the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, because he will deliver those that believe in him, that trust in him, and keep his commandments. And knowing that, have faith and keep pushing, keep fighting, because we're almost out of here, man. And all these things are coming, man. Okay, those are specific questions that I asked pertaining to that technology, and you saw how they said that it makes sense for that technology to be associated with the microchip. It makes perfect sense. That's what they said. Okay, so don't be surprised that they've had that conversation long time ago, man. This Palantir technology, this company has been in place since 2003. We're 2025 now, man, and now they're talking about what was his name? That guy not JFK but RJF, one of those guys, man. The elder apostle Tahar, I believe, has done a video pertaining to that guy. Many brothers have done a video pertaining to that guy, saying how by 2030 they want people to be chipped, man. And we know that the Lord is gonna speed the times. He's gonna hasten the times. So it's not a thing of 2030. Sweden, the majority of the I won't say the majority, I'll say Sweden already has a cashless society. Okay, this is the how can I say, the precursor to what's going to happen to the rest of the world. Okay, in Sweden, they already are it's the norm not to use money. Okay, their money is it's either in their microchip, or it's in their cards. Okay, they're walking around with they're swiping their hands instead of swiping their cards, or swiping or using cash. Okay, it's normal in Sweden to do such a thing. You see, and that is the vision that Isa Edom wants for the system here. All right, so Lord willing, this was edifying. Until next lesson, shalom, shalom, shalom.